today is the 14th of December. 14th of December 2024. Up here in northern wheat belt in Western Australia, we have a 42-degree day. It's currently 12 midday, and I'm just having a break inside the house. The dogs and I and the cat just having a break inside the house with the evaporative on, and just we'll go out and do some more stuff around. And anyway, but the main thing is, so yeah, I'm taking advantage of this. I was just laying here, just having a little relax, doing reflecting and God time. That was just a fly. And I was, looking out the window, and I thought, you know what, I really haven't done a YouTube for a very long time. And I've actually had quite a lot of people asking me to get the courage to do one. So I thought, I promised a couple of people that I'd get one happening really soon. And I've had some people even suggest a theme. So one of the themes that I feel happy to take on as a suggestion from my beautiful partner to read my poetry. So read one of my poems. I don't know how many. I'll work it out. And then we go from there. So I think that's a really good idea. So what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to I'll work out a set day and a set time, and I'll make it like a job, because, I do really desire to get this therapy practice up and running. And the beginning of it was always to get this YouTube to a point where I made it professional, which I'm nowhere near, as you can tell, like laying like this with my singlet on in a bed. But the thing is, it's all about commitment, commitment to myself, commitment to my dream, commitment to God's dream for me, commitment to the gift that I have, and my purpose, what I was born for. So I'm not exactly sure what day it will be yet, but as of today, I will be organising in my calendar what I think is a time frame that I can really honour and commit to, and then I'll start it with reading a poem or one of my short stories, or just an abstract of one of my stories, and go from there. I think it's a really good idea. And because I've always wanted to do the writing therapy, so maybe I could start setting out the homework as well, like saying, okay, I'm reading this poem this week, and I won't go into the theory of what each poem is and what it as in how it's constructed and what genre it fits in, all sort of stuff. We won't do the technical stuff. We'll just start with keeping it simple and start with the feeling. So I'll read a poem and I might describe when I wrote it, what was the circumstances around how and when I wrote it, and what was the outcome of writing it. That's actually a good start. And then I could leave you all with some homework to say, does that inspire you to write a poem? Maybe we could start that way, okay? And maybe that way I could actually get my writing therapy business up and running, which is actually something that my beautiful partner is desperately desiring to inspire me to be confident to get up and running. So this was his idea, and I think it's a good one. The second thing about today, and it does tie in with the poems, because a lot of poems I wrote when there wasn't people in my life I could talk to. There was no one I could really trust. I didn't have God in my life. So I used to write. Everything I wanted to say to someone, I used to write. But see, now I talk to God a lot. And I have lots of beautiful friends and an exquisite partner, really committed, present and available partner. And I have friends of a high caliber, of a caliber that it's just such a balanced relationship boundaries are really clear. God is center of most of these relationships, and so there's a real area level of safety and honor and trust, authenticity and humility and faith, and so for the first time in my life I'm surrounded by beautiful people who authentically connected to me and I'm authentically connected to them, and it's very balanced, very balanced. Because in the past, because some people might be hearing this and get offended because they're friends of mine, and they might think, well, why are you saying that? But some of these people know that I've been talking to them about this for years and years and years. I felt like they could say anything and everything to me, and I was always present for them. However, I had to be careful and mindful of a lot of what I said and edit a lot of what I said, and there was only a certain level that I could go to of support that I could get. That's just because of where these people are at with their in their heart healing. And what I have in my life now is a lot of people have gone really, really deep in their heart healing. So they're actually as deep in their heart healing as myself. So, and because God's in the center of our relationship, we put, you know, we've got, we know it's not just us working it out for each other. It's just us as a collective, as humans coming together to work within God's grace through the issues, but sharing them with each other, but knowing God's actually healing it. So it's a different, it's like we don't feel like we have to, it's a different, it's more peaceful, more relaxed, more, less stressful. Like you can go really deep and you know that the other person's okay because God's protecting them. So it's different. It's not as painful and stressful because we're just there for each other, but we don't actually necessarily have to, we don't necessarily have to worry about the other one per se. Okay. One of the things I really is accept. So I mean, obviously, some people reach out, don't have the energy for it, and that's legitimately self-loving and healthy. Like okay, I've had people reaching out to me, just had a major headache, or my body's been in a lot of pain, or I've been working through some grief, really deep grief, and I'm just having some quiet alone time in my personal space, which obviously involves my partner's obviously involved in my life a lot, but it's different because we've got a way of being around each other where we're like, he'll be doing something and I can still be in my own space, or I'll be doing something and he can be in his own space, and we're still always there for each other, but we're not. Yet when you've got a friend over, you entertain them as a host, so it's a different energy. Or when you're visiting someone, you're in their house, and it's a different energy. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So it's not like I don't want to be around anyone. It's just that I want to be able to just have my alone time the second that I need it. And when you're at someone's house or someone's visiting you, it's not always, you can't just always get that. And I've come to realise lately that I need a lot of alone time, or a lot of quiet time with God. And that doesn't mean alone. It just means time with God in my head. But obviously, over time, I'll create that with other people. So if I'm with someone, I can say, right now I need some quiet alone time, even though I'm visiting them. So that's what I will get to, because I'm learning that. But anyways, sorry, going back, I went off on a tangent. I have had people reach out to me and I haven't been available to them, and I have apologised sometimes 2 or 3 days later. It took me that long to answer the message. But there's other people that they reach out and I'm going, nah, no way, nah. just even their name on my phone puts this really horrible feeling in my body. That, everyone, please, it's a toxic connection if it's like that, okay? If you've got a yucky response to someone's name, or you don't have to take those calls, you don't have to be with those people. So there's a difference between people that you feel obligated to be around, people who you really treasure and really love, and you've got to create a healthy balance with, yes, you've got to nurture the relationships, but a good friend will always, I've got all these friends and they know if it's an emergency 24/7, and all you have to do is say emergency and boom, it wouldn't matter what I was going through. If I knew it was an emergency for someone, that becomes priority. So that's a boundary that others have set for me. And when I've been in an emergency, I've contacted them, knowing that they will respond, knowing that they'll take it seriously. And it's a beautiful, and then there's other times when I'll say, hey, rah, rah, and they might not get back to me for a while. And that's a very healthy relationship, because a lot of us have really busy lives. So what I want to refer to is the not responding because we don't know what to say. It's a nice feeling, but we don't know what to say. So someone contacts us and we don't have a yucky feeling. It's a nice feeling. We think, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to share? What is there anything good enough in my life for me to share? Like, and I'll get to the crux of it. Am I worthy enough for their time? Yep. Am I worthy enough to return that phone call and to take up their time? So I'll say it once more, everyone, because I've just been realising this last night, yesterday, and today. Someone reaches out. Sometimes I've reached out 6 times in 1 year. No response. No response. How rude. How rude. Why? What am I going to say? What am I going to share? So I had this person reaching out to me a lot this last year, okay? In the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a few reach outs. And I'm not saying, I need you. He's not saying, I need you, I need you. He's saying, how are you going? What's happening for you? Like, just a reach out to say, hey, how you going? And I'm not responding at all. Like, no response at all. Okay? Because I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to use up this person's time. I didn't want to disappoint them. And yeah, he died 2 days ago. And this person was my unofficial stepfather. He's the person who taught me how to use tools. He's the person who taught me how to build and construct. Taught me the dovetail. He taught me heaps of stuff. You know, the dovetail with wood joining. He was one of the people that taught me how to read. He's the biological father of one of my brothers. And he cared about me. And I don't know why, I just... As I became an adult, I just thought I hadn't done enough to warrant his attention, to thought I hadn't done enough with the skill set he taught me. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, everyone. Okay, and I'll just briefly share this. My mother, she didn't love this man. They weren't in a relationship. And she wished that the child that she had with him was to this other man. And she was never mean, but she didn't do anything to encourage a connection. And why did I allow myself to not honor my own desire and need to create a connection with this beautiful man? No, he was not in our family. No, my mother was not in a relationship with him. Yes, he was the father by my brothers, but he wasn't in our life like that. I just remember, because I grew up in a community, so it's very different to suburban houses. I just remember this man always, and I'm going to use a word now, I've realised today, he was teaching me as a father would. I realised today and last night at 54, I was 14, no, I was 12, sorry, only 12. He saw that I needed a father. He saw that I needed parenting. He saw that I needed male energy. He saw that I needed to learn something. And he took it upon himself. And he took it upon himself to tell other people to do the same. So then all these people started teaching me stuff. And all of a sudden I had more than just that one man. I had quite a few lovely men teaching me how to use tools and how to fix cars and motorbikes and build houses. And then I'm going to call my stepdad at the moment. My stepdad actually said to me, "There you go, Nate. Now you can build your mother a house." Yeah, I remember thinking, yeah, now I actually can build a house. I now know how to build a house. As a young person, I learnt how to build. Had actually spent in the last 20, been in contact with me a few times just to check how things are going. And earlier on, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was all right about answering. But as I got into my 40s and even now at 54, I'm going, I don't have a success story. I don't feel, I didn't realise what it was until last night, this morning, worthy. Didn't feel worthy. Didn't feel worthy up enough to what I think he thought I could have been. And as if he was thinking that, hey? Well, I think the last time he was trying to contact me was to say goodbye because he died of lung cancer. Oh, I can't remember when it was. It was about 6 months ago. I received a Facebook message. I actually think he was contacting me to say goodbye. Hey, I didn't give him a chance to say goodbye. I reckon he'd probably be willing to say something really inspiring and positive and uplifting. And but he's been trying to contact me for quite a few years to touch base with me, and I haven't allowed it. And it's only last night today that I realised he's the only man in my life that's treated me like a daughter. He's the only man as I was growing up that actually took me under his wing and cared for me as a father does. And I didn't realise it until today. But I think he knew. And I think he knew that I needed, a father, a male role model, and someone just to check that I'm okay. So that's my message today, everyone. A lot of my poems were when I was going through that horrible domestic violence stuff with when my kids were little and stuff, and I was surviving. And lately, I haven't been writing. Last 4 or 5 years, I haven't been writing. The last 3 years, definitely. But yeah, today I'm just doing this YouTube, and I will post it just to touch base and say when it's a healthy reach out, when someone's reaching out to you, and it's someone that doesn't make you a feeling. Look at why you're not answering if you're not answering. Hmm? And if you're not answering because you're just too tired, just too tired and you need rest or you need alone time, 100% okay. If you're not answering, you think that, but why are they ringing me? Why would they want to talk to me? Let it go. Or don't, and maybe regret it like I am now. But at least be mindful that there are others out there that find it hard to keep in connection with people from our childhood and teenagehood, people that we admire. Um, as we get older, if we're not doing what we thought we'd be doing by now, we had some people who, oh, I don't actually have anything really amazing to share with them. It doesn't matter. They just want to hear our voice. Hey? So, I'm going to start my YouTube again because I know that I've got really low self-worth somewhere really deep inside of me. I've come to realize it's so deep inside me, everyone. And there's so many of us out there from our traumas from when we're children, we're babies and children, and we just got this really deep-seated low self-worth. And it takes something horrible like someone who we really care about dying before we got a chance to respond to any of their calls to make us think, what? Because obviously, to know he's when I when I found out he died, like, whoa, man, the grief. I was just like, whoa. I went, what? What am I grieving like this for? And then I realized I love the man as a father. And I realised, oh, he's the best man, best father I've ever had in my life. I didn't realise this last night. It takes his death for me to realise that. If I had felt this connection of what he really meant to me before, I would have answered those calls. Because I reckon he felt the same about me. I reckon he cared about me like a this little teenager. He saw that he wanted to check that she'd grown into a good adult and a happy adult. That's not the one I meant to say. He just there was a part I was in his heart somewhere. Okay? Just like people in my heart. We don't have anything to prove to these people when we're loved. So this grief's really hit me hard because I didn't realise I had such low self-worth. It's all good. It's all part of the healing. God bless everyone, and I'll be in contact about when we read the next poetry, and it'll be soon, probably Wednesday. I'll make it the same day each week at the same time, and it'll be a scheduled thing so we can start getting into a routine and start doing some writing therapy, because I've got to start getting into writing. I haven't been writing, so it's good for us all, okay? Mind, body, soul alchemizing in God's grace. Mwah. God bless. And yep, reach out and let people reach out to you. Here goes my hand. Reaching out. Reaching out. Can you see the hand? I'm reaching out to you all. Okay, there you go. God bless. I've just got to remember how to turn this thing off. Okay, God bless. Keep well.